Imagine tulawa ikapotukapotu ikunjira mu program yesu kutegwa andimwe kotimulaba abujibwa ikunjira kutuma imafoni kutegwa andimwe imizezo henu amigo hewa hemu jisi kuti kulaba section kutegwa andimwe mugohe ikuchita contribute ku program yesu iyasunum ikwende ha I program yesu iyasunum ndino limwe nde hiwe no ndimana mulungana pomwanga. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Pomwanga, thank you very much for having me here. I'm very happy to be here, Choma Manu. It's good to be here, and I'm with my colleague on the Citizens Fest here.
It's good to interact and deny. Choma. And major Ndamaningi kuba radio sono. Our president wangu bahari Kalaba. Inali yangu mebo. Dimejonya Brian.
Okay, so Mr. President, getting into our program today, maybe let's walk us brief about Hari Kalaba and of course the Citizen Fest, where it's coming from and where it is as of now.
Thank you very much. I mean, the Citizens Fest is a party that is for all Zambians. It is a party that was birthed after a struggle when the former party that we had was annihilated by our colleagues in the ruling party, and now we thought twice and said we should organize ourselves and form another party. And that's how we formed the Citizens Fest. Basically, it was a movement of people from the old party to the new party, the CF. And so it's a strong party. All over the country we have structures. Here in Choma, where we are, in Livingstone, across the country, we've been there. As a person, Hari Kalaba, I think Choma knows me very well. In 2021, I stood for presidential elections again.
Yes, yes.
And I came out third here in Choma. The first was President Ichilema. Second was the late Edgar Lungo. And the third was myself, out of 16 contestants. So I'm hoping this year, with confidence, that we must replace Mr. Kainde Ichilema to take off the first slot. I've served in government before. I'm coming to the presidency with a lot of experience.
Yes, yes.
I have been a member of parliament for Bahati in Wapula province. I have been a deputy minister in the office of the vice president. I have been a full cabinet minister in the Ministry of Lands and Environmental Protection. And I have been a minister of foreign affairs. In fact, I am still the longest serving foreign minister of this country. And then resigned my position when I saw that things were not going to the expectations of the Zambian people. And that's where we are today. So we come with that background. We come with that confidence that Zambia can be better. There is no way we can continue moving on the same trajectory as we are moving like this. So the same message we had in 2021 is the same message we have brought today in 2026. Zambia deserves better. Zambia can do better. Zambia is aimed for better.
All right, thank you so much. Let's get also a little bit deeper into the program that we have today. I think most of the citizens in Zambia in 2021, the main reason why they supported President Hakainde Hichilema was because he made the promise that he will fight corruption and better the economy. Looking at where we are right now, has corruption been fought fairly?
Look, in this country, don't even talk about corruption because corruption has been politicized. The fight against corruption is, are you belonging to the UPND or not belonging to the UPND? If you are belonging to another political party, the fight against corruption will be very vicious against you. You end up in jail. But if you belong to the party, somehow they will call you from offices and tell you, please be in the line, you know. But that is not the way you fight the fight against corruption. The fight against corruption has been weakened because the SCC, which is supposed to be a quasi-government institution, the Drug Enforcement Commission, which is supposed to be a quasi-government institution, have all been taken to be under the office of the president. And that is a problem because these institutions should not receive instructions from politicians. Today, they are receiving instructions from politicians. That is wrong. That should not happen. What should happen is that those institutions should make independent decisions. CF in government this year will ensure that the Anti-Corruption Commission, the Drug Enforcement Commission, and all watchdog institutions are left free to do their work without let or hindrance. It's the only way you are going to have a Zambia that will be swept clean away from corruption. But for as long as the politicians will want their fingers all over that issue, telling the ACC, uja mugwire, telling the OCC, uja stili naye, telling the ACC, EI upper, that is going to be a problem. So for us in Citizens First, we believe that the fight against corruption can be better. And I am here in Choma. This is the place where my good friend, Cornelius Mweto, isn't he the one that's planning to stand here?
He's the one.
Choma. He's a very good friend of mine. Ask him when he comes here. Cornelius Mweto and I went in Parliament together. And we've been together all that way. Even my friend Cornelius Mweto will come and tell you that the fight against corruption has been politicized. And that is why they have not achieved much in their quest to cleanse corruption. You can't fight corruption when others are being shielded. You can't fight corruption when you appoint someone to head the Anti-Corruption Commission, who themselves have been wanting in that field, and then you bring them to head corruption fight. Those are jokes. For once, we should take this fight seriously. If Zambia is to see clear fight against corruption being achieved.
Okay, and let's look at if you become president. I think last year we had one of the biggest corruption cases in the health sector, where we had a lot of medicine involving a lot of money that went missing. And that case, up to now, I think we don't know where it went. We don't really know how it went. If you become president, such cases, would you investigate contracts awarded under the current administration?
Look, I want to tell you that even that issue of Ministry of Health was mishandled. It was politicized.
Yeah.
People who are not supposed to even be mentioned in that thing were the ones who are being mentioned. It is finding somebody to sacrifice. If you went deeper and found out who was involved in that scandal, you would discover that the very people who remained working are the very people who should have been found wanting. And that is wrong. Don't use people for the sake of cleansing other people. That is not the way the fight against corruption must be. What is required in the Ministry of Health is that when we come into government ourselves, a commission of inquiry will be established as to what clearly happened in that procurement scandal. That commission must be created for Zambians to clearly know what happened, Badala, what went on, why did other people get protected, and why were other people sacrificed. I have been privy to hear this story because of some people who have been involved in the matter, and they have given me the intensity of the matter, and I appreciate what they have given me. And because of that, this is a fight that we are going to take to the hilt and find out what exactly happened. You can't fight the fight against corruption when you are not interested in the facts. You can't fight a fight against corruption when you are interested in shielding other people who you think are your political allies. That is not the way the fight should be. The law is blind. The law must be allowed to fight whoever is involved without let or hindrance.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, we can't talk about corruption minus also touching the economy. I think in the country right now, we've recorded the lowest inflation rate, which of course stands at 6.5% as of now. But the cost of living is too high. The cost of living is too high. Maybe let us also look at what are the first 3 executive decisions you would sign within 100 days if you're put into office to reduce the cost of living.
Mwanga, it's not even a question of signing executive decisions. I'll come to that because the way the Zambian system works is not the way the American system works. The American system is one which works with executive decisions and the president can sign out unilaterally. The Zambian system works with the approval of cabinet and then taking it to parliament to go and make certain amendments. Now, Mwanga, I want to tell you this, that it is a pity. This government has been insisting on the single-digit inflation figure that they have acquired.
Yes.
What a single-digit inflation means is that there is scarcity of resources. That's what it means.
Yes, yes.
It means there's limited monies, but there is a lot of commodities there which should be bought. Meaning, in simple economics, is here, my brother will assist me. In simple economics, it means that the price of commodities, since we've reached a single-digit inflation rate, the price of commodities must be very low. Because the kwacha has become strong. Because the kwacha has become strong, naturally the goods out there must be cheap. But that is not the case. I took time here in Choma to go around. I took time in Mazabuka, where yesterday, to go around and check on the price structure of goods and services here in Southern Province. It is telling you that while you talk about the kwacha being strong, the prices of essential commodities has continued to skyrocket. Where is the problem? Tell us. If the goods and services structure are always going up, and yet the kwacha is getting strong, the dollar today versus the kwacha, I think it's about 17.5 or 17.7. 17.6. That's very strong. Congratulations. But what is the significance of the dollar getting strong if the price of cooking oil is still high? What is the significance? What is the benefit to us if the kwacha is strong when the price of essential commodities continue getting higher? That is where the problem is. The citizens first coming into government, we are proposing an issue where citizens begin having monies in their hands. Right now, you can have a single-digit inflation rate standing at 6.5%. But as that might sound good, Mwanga, the truth is most Zambians don't have money in their pockets. Money is in the hands of outsiders. And as it stands, even if you might have single-digit inflation rate, the Zambian people are still struggling to meet the daily ends. We are proposing a situation where we begin empowering Zambians. Zambians need to be empowered. We have a situation where Zambians are not being empowered today because we have concentrated more on empowering foreign entities. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but charity begins at home. If charity begins at home, why don't you empower the local businessmen and women here in this country? Everybody's asking a question. Why is it that in Zambia, we don't have a billionaire? Zambia, with a population of 21 million people, no billionaire has been recorded in this country. But Botswana, 3.5 or 3 million people, they have a billionaire. Namibia, or 2 million people, they have a billionaire. Zimbabwe, don't even talk about them. And yet we are here laughing at the Zimbabweans. No, the Zimbabweans, we are better than them. Zimbabwe, we are not better than them. The Zimbabweans are better than us because they know how to look after their own people. We are struggling. In the last 5 years, the poverty levels have gone too high. Look at the civil servants, Mwanga. The civil servants in this country are committing suicide almost every day. They suicide. Why are they committing suicide? They are committing suicide because what they are getting and what they are expending and what their requirements, it's not matching. And nobody's talking about civil servants. I have an interest in civil servants myself because I am a civil servant. 10 years I was a civil servant before I went in mainstream politics. What civil servants want is pay rise. What civil servants want is to be confirmed. You can't have a civil servant who has been working for 2 years at the acting. Those are jokes. You can't be acting for 2 years. The civil service regulations say you can only act for 6 months. Even if they have not written to you, for as long as you have acted in that portfolio, whether administratively or with a view to be promoted for 6 months, you are substantive supposed to be confirmed as the substantive holder of that position. But today you have Vakapokuala today. You have policemen who are just acting. Today you have my soldiers who are just acting. Today you have my teachers who are just acting. Acting. For 2 years, 2.5 years they're acting. When we come, the Teaching Service Commission will be under instructions to ensure that no teacher is acting for more than 6 months. And those that have been acting unnecessarily for a period of more than 6 months, will ensure that they are substantively confirmed. There will be no discussion, they are confirmed. You have people working for ZESCO today, people working for food reserve agents today, FRA, who have been in acting positions for 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, acting, FRA, acting with ZESCO. No, we are still acting. No, we can't confirm you because the establishment is so you are acting. Government can even be sued. ZESCO can even be sued. No, for me, I am confirmed because I have acted in this position for more than 6 months. The labor laws support you. Now, this is something that we want to deal with as citizens first, because our workers have been traumatized. You go to PEP, there's PEP here. You go to ShopRite in Livingston. You go to all these chain stores which are coming in the country. Just ask them, go in PEP and ask them, how much is your salary? Ask them, how much are you getting paid? They are getting pocket change. And our leaders who are saying that, no, we should vote for us, our leaders who want to be voted for are not even giving the workers hope that when they vote for them, they are going to improve their working conditions. The workers are not there to continue improving the working conditions of politicians. It is politicians who are there to improve the working conditions of the workers in PEP, the workers in ShopRite, the workers in all these shops where these people are working. These people are struggling. So when you find a situation where the civil servant is struggling, they are resorting to suicide. Mzapeza tikapogola zishuta, mzapeza tinasa zishuta, nasa starts commit suicide, or ndani those issues we are going to handle them.
And Mr. Kalaba,
next month.
Mr. Choma, actually, maybe you'll be helping us with briefly just breaking it down in Tonga so that my grandma and my sister who is deep in the village can also understand the conversation we are having about, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
And Mr. Kalaba, you talked about citizens having money and empowerment. When you talk about citizens having money and empowerment, how do you plan on doing that?
What will happen first is that we want to bring dignity to Choma. There is no dignity in Choma, because the industries which we had have all gone. Here in Choma, the industries have all gone. Where are the industries in Choma? We used to have cotton industry here in Choma. It's not there. What we need is to create industries for our youths. If there is a place which is very blessed with almost everything, it is here in Southern Province and Choma in particular. Because here in Choma, you've got a lot of animals.
Yes.
Why are we not having a dairy farm here where people can make cheese, people can make all kinds of dairy products here in Choma, and we create employment? It's not happening. Why are we not having a factory which can make leather belts? Because you have got the raw material from the cattle which we have here. It's not happening. We needed to have shoes being made here, leather shoes being done in Choma. It's not happening. Why are we not having? Because Choma, we have got a lot of people growing sunflower here in Choma. No industry for cooking oil being done here in Choma. You have got a lot of mangoes which just go to waste here in Choma. Why are we not having here in Choma? Why are we not having a situation where you can have mangoes being done, mango juice being produced here in Choma? Why are we not having that? What will bring wealth to the citizens of Choma? It's industrialization. It's the industries that will make Choma be a productive hub. But as Choma stands today, it's just striving at politics. And you're saying, no, Cornelius Moitwa is going to win, Kainde Ichilema is going to win. So, and then they win the Nchikadebwanji. Then Nchikadebwanji that Cornelius Moitwa winner. And then what? That's a problem that we have. Because the winning of my brother Cornelius should not be a problem. It is the winning of the marketeer. Here in this market, what is it called here? Yes. That is what is important. If that marketeer is going to be boosted with capital, you have what they're calling the CDF. And they're talking about CDF as if manna from heaven has fallen on our laps. How many people can say CDF in this region has helped them? How many will say that? Because Choma is not spared. Because what I have seen myself, the same suffering I saw in Chipata, the same suffering I'm seeing here in Choma. Same suffering I'm seeing with the farmers struggling with the payment of their maize produce. When they grow maize, they begin struggling to sell. They begin struggling with, oh, masaka ya chepa, oh, maskelo ya chepa. It's the same struggles that we see all across the country. So, I'm glad that my elder brother, President Chilema, said, if politicians cannot change the way of living for the people must change those politicians. So, Choma, on the 13th of August, we are asking you to go and vote for Harry Kalaba as president. I am there, and the symbol is the tree. You have a choice. Don't you listen to people telling you, no, Apa been forward. Don't listen good forward, when things are, the essential prices are keep on escalating. What you require now is to ensure that we move together. We hold hands in ensuring that the marketeers, the bus operators, the civil servants are all carried on board, because this is their country. And we in the Citizens First are saying we are going to provide an enabling environment for businesses, not only businessmen and women who support Citizens First, even those that were in UPND, even those that were in MMD, even those that were in UNIP. All of them put together are businessmen and women. A businessman is a constant factor. They don't belong to any political party. What they know is their business. So we will not come into this business of saying, no, that is not the business of Citizens First. Ours is to front load citizens. If they qualify to supply something, so be it. We'll give them the leverage to supply.
Okay, Mr. Choi, let me just summarize.
Okay, Toluma Wamwanga, and then Nom to Skirirogo. So Jamba President, Bamwambila Wuti, Bahaga in the Hiji Manavagola Mpawa 2021, Bagamila into Hinji, Ikataji Tiga, Mujisejino. Yanda Wumpa Butariga Festival example, Kambumalanga Bumba Mujomo, Mbulimi. Tonse Trie, Derabo Tugawutu. Utijindi njaga sega jindi jagu badilama popo ngomogali limina bantu bakatereka kuona mumpero gaba jangwa kutimali asika ku banki wakabona twambo twakaindana indana kuzo bantu bapati balunhulumende wamba kuti yo mba banki batuchereka balo banki bakaga kuti no aya malitasi taasiga so already jijira mutondeka kuti bantu mbo mujisi bamulanganya into ya jisehi tabali bantu mbo munga mashoma kwamba janchobe ni olomajirangiri hambuli wano hena bagamwambira gale mulo amapopo ngoma yakwasambala kwefaraye tabaninga wambape pesi nokuba kuti yamma muhiga inda ya madeza aba president bagamba kuti bayifaraye berede kujita announce but ne hulumende yayimwe agamba kuti atujule export market kudde bagamutola amapopo eno kunzi kujisija ukongo DR abo jamusia uba vulnerable uba bamakonmen banda kumusambala kumula amapopo eno amulo utalingu wepe. So, bahari kalaba bamuletera mulumbe oyo ogono kujoma asono bana malyano muhamumbalu mose kuti Citizens First yakubola mu yo aliwo mujisenyo yakuti inga totalika kupa abantu through mobile platforms, and if we are able to capture ma records abantu gabotu tandishome hikuti ma farmers inga bagaga such kind of development wendera nakuti bagali kusowa malia rotalika kuona marojo muno bulandira malabo ngo bagali beregera ali mutalika kubapa expenses ngo batagerede kujita so twamba uti so no Citizens First through bahari kalaba yonse into ya uteni ya bumana ali mu bamba jintu jimwe jijatiri hama industries omno mujoma mwalanga mujoma omno wina factory ligope ndenda kumwambira kuti jindi mendali kugomena kambo dagayira chigolo abatoka pinda ago menenale tokali jisizabro yali wenda buzuba gule tama workers uzobo bwa kubola kuti babereke mujoma and then bagotoga yabajoha so yonse yo hintu wina nchomunga mwabona mazubano so no twamba industrialization ukukafiwe kwekedere ndeno wakuti ndako menena abatogawa Guli alliance generis yula habulimi homuzwisha gogo no kuchoma abu southern province masoya binzaya bajitra process kugafiwe ino jamba kutinyobo no banamaleyo kuno kutali ma industries ya kuchikata gogo kuno meaning that mujita export nchito herede kuba abana beno kuno so chotu yocho twamba kuti ba seasons festival tuyakujirangisha ejo chintu chakuti kono kuno kuzwa raw materials manji we should be able to create my industries awatekanjire bana beso machito kuti mwalende dog mwakubona chichitika mazambia compound bana bachikolo bagamania bakedebyo baile bokunywa kugoko ACDF njo bamboko ku bazar skills mbabo balaliranga tajishi chintu chibajula umuntu uli wonse ababo bonse bagamuka mugwiya ku skills training oko bazwa ku college oko bakedebyo hena ino chichitika bo bamwanga gulincho musova so twamba kuti aba citizens first tuyagulanga how we are going to do these business incubation services utaligambo tuyolanga malone AGC mbuli CEC mbo ichitikwa manage kambo tuli kuti abana bachikolo bachita skills bakuzwa ko berede kupekwa ko kuhonto walipo hideba president ankani ya inflation bakuhira kuti inflation bayamba kuti lansi tolanga bumi bujidura bukede nkambo into notujiyanda kuberesha abuzuba miulo ijiraraho. Now if the cost of production has gone down because of these fundamentals which they're talking about kutia jogansi, why hasn't we seen the same thing bujoga emulo ya into notwerede buwa so koko hibaguti buliji nyongenya somewhere so tuyanda kuti toma citizens first twakubola. We need to talk to these associations, Mbulima Bank Association of Zambia. Tugabone Mbulima interest rates mbotu ya wajo hansi. Kambo tuli higuti. Jipa abantu gutaba mali. Kambo yengulumendi yajita tighten flow of mali. Through njoba hita kutimujuwe monetary policy ba yajita tighten. Tabayandi ulege hamali utanjire mu economy. Waga jatirira mali ya supplies tabandi upa supplies na supplies bonse. Batalega kuba amapezo kuba mali workers wabo abo mpindu mbantu mbonse yayuma so swebwe ejo chintu tuyagenda kujilanga gabo tukabo as soon as we come those are the first things that we start looking at of the 100 days that you asked him to sign those executive orders and he told you to say ejo executive orders jiberegera kwa America peso no Mozambique peso swebo no jinda mu cabinet am parliament tuyagwe haguti it directly benefits the people of Zambia. So the Andabumugurwa and Novantubana Southern Province to say Hari Kalaba, then Mewano, Drabilang, when the Mutonga Wogono. To tell you one with Hari Kalaba, we end up Woguberega and Tubaswago, Guguno, the Neguru Pula, Amana program, and the Andabumpa number yangu. Utego Nuevo, nonsense, no Muriabi de Guberega, Hari Kalaba, no Mamba Utitamu, he Wagubajana. Ute kwa tutalege gutumi hanyama phone ute kwa tuone mbujisi mbojere dewe ndaga watu bamwa bambona mbomamba kuti ingulumende mboya kakirwa ya upendi kuli bamwa bapanga chongo muri bahiga le kuti baga kwala baga soka le sota twele deba kusowaje nduba ubambaula atulanga amuntu ula moyo wakulira abantu asweno twali bantu no tuyanda kulanga kuti tunjire muhulumende uhambana no mwaho kuti some citizens first yaga unkakuli babo batuita kuti tuwangu inoma principles aba president kamboga kuti bagachijamo muya kamboga kupa tabago halimwe kujoga kuli baba yabamba kupa kambo mwabalangirisha bonse bantu bali mu group area baga kwala baba yambo twaga gwisha nditabele de kupanga mistake akutaga kubayira kuti mbatu bakubola kamuhana nyimbo yabo gayimbo babede kambo bonse ababa pamali baga kwala ino bande kuti bajoge mpona alya utegwa babole kuli abaonongejise
Okay, Party. And Mr. Kalaba, looking at, I think the Kwacha recently from the citizens and of course the opposition, it has been criticized a lot on where it's moving. They're saying that it has never really gone down. It's just 17 and up to 23 is somewhere there. Maybe what's your target exchange rate? Because if we remember in 2021, before HH became president, one of the promises he made was that by 10 hours of this one, 14 hours, the Kwacha, the dollar will appreciate against the Kwacha.
Look, Mwanga, in fact, I'm very careful not to really bother about what the Kwacha will be and what. My biggest worry is how will the Zambian people survive? What are we going to give them to help them live a life that is liberated? What are we putting in place to ensure that Zambians are able to fend for themselves instead of depending on food for work? What are we doing as a country, as a leadership? What will we do to ensure that we give our people a chance at economic growth? So for us as Citizens First, I am not coming on this radio to say, you vote for me at 10 hours, and then 16 hours the kwacha will... No. That is what has brought my elder brother problems. It's that. If he had just said, we're going to ensure that we empower small businesses, we'll ensure that marketeers get monies for themselves and they'll not be going to CDF to line up. Why should a marketeer leave their market stands to go and queue up CDF MP's office to get my empowerments? Why can't they get the monies straight? Their monies, you remove it from the CDF, they get the monies straight from the Ministry of Local Government and Housing. Straight. You empower the markets. There in the markets, there's the chairman. Why can't the chairman's account and market of account 2 million kwacha so that the marketeers can sit as a committee and improve their businesses? That's what we'll do ourselves. We'll ensure that we shorten the process for the marketeers. We'll ensure that those who are doing mining, especially small-scale miners, we give them mining licenses, artisanal mining licenses, to enable them look after their families. And in turn, the government resource envelope will be widened because they will have various forms of raising revenue. Unlike the way it is happening now. To get an artisanal mining license is a problem. To get a large-scale mining license is a problem. We want to stop those habits. So ours is to open various economic outlets. Various economic outlets which will allow people to fend for themselves, look after themselves, which will allow them to ensure that they look after their families in dignity. Not this story of single-digit inflation when people are still wallowing in poverty. To whose benefit is a single-digit inflation if people still are struggling? To whose benefit is the dollar becoming weaker in front of the kwacha when people don't have that kwacha itself? We are saying we want to demystify that. We want our people who are growing maize to be paid on time. We want our farmers who are looking after their cattle to get value for their cattle. Give them the necessary tools. We were promised deep tanks here. All over the shore, we are going to drill deep tanks so that our farmers... How many deep tanks have been done to look after our farmers? How many? Because Denkede is still there. Our animals are still struggling. So I don't even understand when people are talking about the issue of they have worked and we should return them. Where have they worked? Where? Yes, they have brought free education. Congratulations to them. Free education is a very good thing. But free education is a universal requirement. Education is a universal requirement that Zambia has even signed to under the United Nations auspices. So thank you for following through what Zambia signed to. But the free education we are looking at is the pupil-teacher ratio. Why is it that one classroom should have 100 pupils, 80 pupils against one teacher? The Citizens First is saying free education is a good policy, but we need to add value to it. I am a beneficiary of free education. Me. I went to a school where we were being given books, where we were being given pencils, where we were being given namarabas, and we had desks to sit on, and our teachers had the necessary requirements required for them to teach. Today's free education, it's not like that. Today's free education, if you ask the permanent secretary or the DC, they'll tell you, no, my child is going to this private school, they're going at that. Why are they not going to those same free education schools they have created for us? Before, growing up myself, going to a private school, they referred to you as not being intelligent. You are down. Unless we were all fighting to go to government schools. Then you were smart. Government schools were sought after. But today it's the exact opposite. The citizens first in government will ensure that we add value to the education system. We'll maintain free education. We'll maintain the meal allowances for university students and even up those allowances in line with economic demands. And we'll ensure that our children go to school and our children go and get quality education more than the education that they're even getting from these private schools. The university teaching hospital. Today you have got this Choma General Hospital. There are no medicines there. When you go, it is prescription after prescription. Prescription after prescription. And that's why I'm sad that my very good brother here, Manchis, is not sitting with us here. Because he was explaining how Choma people are suffering very well. Now, I don't know what happened in the last 3 months, what changed. But he still remains our brother, not so, Choma.
Yeah,
He still remains our brother because he contributed to Citizens First being known here in Southern Province, and we are grateful.
All right, maybe just in brief, in summarizing what the president has just said.
Okay, so free education, Citizens First mlimbo bamba ba president abalo balai support but chintu bateka chite kuchitabo kuti lonse into yandira kuti kahijaniga muhigoro gahinodiko kutegwa the free education policy yaba realized. Otherwise kuhumba hulumende iliwo ejo chintu yerede kuyita because it's a right and Zambia ayero yagasaina. So my resources ayandika kuchita free education ibe actualizing ngenga bamba kuti income ya Citizens First yakulanga ama mismatches abedde kusezaya ngoba chita externalize. Tulaluza mali manji raw materials ngotu chita export without adding value to them. So no mano bwe yakuti ino balaba yonse into yoba kulwaira noba to promise amali bayakwaja guli mali jise jino ili jise systematic corruption jo bali kwamba ba president yakuti jitwabo selectively kubantu babo bali perceived kuti tabayandwi jalo ejo jinakumani because will not allow a government ijita smart corruption kambwa kuti onse mapepa mwa ijita gaboto and then jamba kuti tamubi not being caught utajatwa okujitaga botu muguba tajambi kuti corruption ti gope chenchiro chintu ejo babaliko ncho bajita specialize bajita abuse my government systems bali ubone mulambo wamba so balajita tonso tutuyandiga gutego kumbera amazuba inga baba mpuba ibira kuti batagaja tinondambira kuti no bana Zambia mutanoje ngwe bobo ancho bali pendide bahari kala kuti honsehi ho bajita bayagumujitira no bantu mutani kuboni baba bamwe bayo kuba join pe mutani kuba kuda because bali kuti that wabika oyu muntu oyu he means well for this country and inga kuyo wakuti waloyo muntu kambuka kuba tayandi chomubone kuti bamwe ma criminals balajita group somewhere.
Okay, Choma, Mr. Val, looking at Southern Province truly remains the country's food basket. And when it comes to agriculture, farmers are still complaining about the prices of fertilizer, farmers are still complaining about the market access, and of course climate change, which is the major fight that we are fighting as of now. So now, when you become president, how would your government transform agriculture?
We are going to go back to what used to happen under Dr. Kaunda's time. When you go to Mazabuka here in Southern Province, Mazabuka had 2 colleges. It had one college where farmers used to go to learn how to improve their yields, how they can improve their yields. And then there was one college where they were learning new technologies in agriculture. In Mazabuka here. We have to go back to the drawing board to ensure that those agriculture institutions are enhanced. That is one. Secondly, we have to ensure that Southern Province remains the food basket as it has been, especially that the conditions around here are very favorable. We need to ensure that our farmers are capacitated, not just buying maize from them on time. Our farmers require modern equipment. I happen to be Foreign Affairs Minister in this country at some point. And in 2017, I attended the African Union meeting in Ethiopia. And the outgoing chairperson then of the African Union Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, did launch the fact that now we are taking the whole to the museum, and that Africa will now have mechanized equipment to enhance its agriculture. In Zambia, we are still using the hoe to cultivate. We need to introduce our people to small tractors like they are doing in Ethiopia. If farmers can have small tractors and you give them soft loans to enable them do the agriculture, and somebody will call here and say, no, but you were a minister, why didn't you do it? And my answer has always been, I was not the president. Now I'm giving you the vision, otherwise I would not even have resigned. Now I am looking to become president to ensure that our farmers get those tractors, to ensure that our farmers are given maize on time, are given seed on time, sorry, to ensure that the correct farming methodologies are enhanced by opening institutions such as the one we have in Bazabuka, which is now defunct. We will have huge crops here done. Why should we, for instance, grow cotton in Choma? Sell cotton to the DRC Congo. And the DRC Congo makes jackets and chitenges. And our women during kitchen parties, they are busy wearing those same chitenges during the kitchen parties with the cotton from Choma. That has to change. We need to change that. We need to make value addition right here in Choma. So you produce your cotton here. You value add, you make the jackets, you make the sweatshirts you are wearing, you make the shirts, you make the trousers right here in Choma. If you do that, it's going to enhance our farmers. It's going to enhance our people's livelihoods. It's going to enhance the economy of this Choma. Just like we had before a vehicle plant in Livingstone, where we used to make vehicles in Livingstone, and Zambia used to export those vehicles. Government used to buy vehicles from there. Why should a country like Rwanda, coming from the genocide in 1994, be making vehicles today? Why should a country like Uganda, which has had wars in its history, be making vehicles today and selling? Just why, in God's name? Development. Just to escort a few to continue eating and getting fat. That's what you have done. You yourself, you continue wallowing in poverty. How will you win, Mwanga? You ask yourself, if your PND wins here in Choma, how will you as Mwanga, how will you have won yourself? What policies have they brought that will enhance your working conditions here? I look at you, you are a young man. How is the environment going to improve with you as a young man, with that particular party winning? That is why, listen to what we are saying here. Change your mind with the interview that now you have met Harry Kalaba. Change your mind and say, I will be supporting Harry Kalaba. Because the youths of Zambia will not emancipate unless there's a deliberate position by the leaders. In our manifesto, you'll find that the youth department is directly under the office of the president. Why? Because you are the ones with the technology know-how. You are the ones who know. You are the ones who have got the necessary energy. You have got the necessary skill to push the agenda. Even if it fails today, 3 years later you still push it. Because you still have the necessary energy. Now, if the youths are not being talked about in this campaign, the youths are only being called to go and sing songs for politicians, is that all? What you need is to be like the way we look at our friends in America. Look at the ones who are running the Facebook, the ones who are running WhatsApp, the ones who are running... It's young boys, young guys. Because the system in America gave them an opportunity. But here, ngati bakupasa nyimba ndo zakaimba pa stage ngati babwera politicians ati namwai. Investment in the youth. Because remember, the days that you are eating today will not come back. My grandmother used to tell me, the way you are is the way I was. And the way I am is the way you will be. You know, you might be 24. I used to be 24. Today I'm 50. So you also be 50 one day. And when you are 50, what will you have done for yourself? How will you have used your years? That now you can say, I'm 50 and now I'm okay. Nobody is talking about the youth. So we have taken the youth component very seriously. Very, very seriously. Because we know that you are the leaders not only of tomorrow, but of today. But in our politicians, nobody's talking about you. They're telling you, no, we want youth in parliament. But look at their campaign teams. And they are there. Nobody is youthful to say, yeah, we should look at the youth interest. There's nothing like that. You are looking at a leader that is carrying the interests of the young ones on board.
Right, thank you so much. Okay, maybe, okay, looking at time, I think in Choma specifically, I think we still have a problem with water. If you go deep in the villages, you find that people are drinking the same water where the animals also drink. So now when you become president in fighting the water problem that we have in Choma, what solutions, long-term solution that you will guarantee reliable water for households and of course for animals too?
In Choma, you don't only have the problem of water. In Choma, you also have the problem of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Because today I'm not talking about load shedding. You think that load shedding has finished. This load shedding is going to come back if the UPND was re-elected in government. The water problem, they promised us, the UPND, they promised us that they were going to fix it, especially in outskirts of Choma.
Mm-hmm.
But they have not done that. Even going in the compounds, just when you go inside the compound here, people are still struggling with water. They have to go and get water from a communal place. I mean, that's not what they promised us. The promises they gave us here in Choma, most of them have not been fulfilled. Okay, when we come ourselves, we want water to be a major priority here in Choma. Because Choma is now the provincial capital of Southern Province. Why should the provincial capital of Southern Province, be struggling with water? Just why? Just why? That issue should have been sorted out a long time ago. But it has not been sorted out. Why? They promised us. They have not done it. So, if you didn't give us, we also not give you a vote. It's quid pro quo. You give me, I give you. You don't give me, I don't give you. But you people are saying no, as we are still going to give them, even if they didn't give us. Because this Kamalai they have brought sounds sweet and it's new. So we're going to vote for them because of... Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Vote for the citizens first. And if you don't want to vote for us, it's okay. But, yes, but we are saying vote for us so that what we are talking about can come to fruition.
Okay, kwakuti nabasirize ulije jino jendi idaliwela ekosika 10:55 kwakuti awanda ebuzwidilira egabotula botu you can call kwakuti ngamatuma ibulesha number 0971405855 0971405855 kuliba wabajisiri wehe kwakuti ndio namba yayo ngamachwa ha ebuzwidilira. Hello mbana mpitira buli igabotu mpona butiba asha kumasoko Okay, tunaomba pati omne nango basha kumasoko 0971405855 chobale bali WhatsApp kuteba tupe chance ba biko hengo hili. Hello. Itolombaika pacho mnenangu. Ero kuti atuka beba abantu mwe. Hello. Itolombaika baba pacho mnenangu bana mtishira kule.
Twabuka mwalimu yabu tibadala. Mwalia.
Okay, itolombaika pacho mnenangu. Ero kuti 0971405855 0971405855 tuhide bama ni kuchekwa line ule. Hello. Hello, mabuka kuti. Ika pacho bana mtishira kule. Okay, mnenangu mwana mbuti mayo italika pacho network ilamirwa na Mungu sore mujoya alimu. Hello. Ika pacho mabuka kuti omanangu.
Tuleka wotu mabuka wote twalumba kapati wada
Thank you. Twalumba kapati baoshinana. Okay, twalumba kapati. Maybe responding to this Asha from Masoko who called in festive. And I think the main concept that he raised was why people change their mentality when in government.
Look, again, people change because they have a past. I was just giving you my political background, historical background. I was telling you that when I stopped as Foreign Affairs Minister, I was not fired. Or I did not wait for Parliament to finish, then I also finished. I resigned when I saw that things were not going well. That is my track record. So because of that, I'm saying there is no way I can change even when the Zambian people, the people of Choma, Southern Province, gave me an opportunity to be president. I can't change because that is not me. I'll still maintain the same things I'm saying here are the same things I'll maintain even when I go into government. So that will not change. What makes people change is because they have got interests which they want to protect when they go there. We have seen with the previous, with this current government. They said this, they do something different. Now it's cocktail after cocktail, function after function. You know, they have got no interest in young people like yourselves, and they have got no interest in ensuring that our farmers who are keeping cattle have got the necessary medication for their cattle. They are interested in that. Mahaba Ukalomo was saying, you just end up along the tarmac roads. That's why you end up, and don't come here We don't know you here in the rural areas, and we are asking our colleagues here to say, please, as we continue in the last 42 days before the elections, let's take time to go in the outskirts of Choma. Let's take time to go and tell the people the truth, because there's a lot of stories which my friend Cornelius is telling them. We have to go and tell them the truth, because the truth will set them free. So let's go, Chonya. Let's go in the outskirts. So I can tell you, Baladi will be coming, and you'll see us there in Kaloma very soon. Very soon. Yeah.
And then also, I think coming to, I think even the last caller was,
it was the same in line.
The same in line with also
come to the villages.
It was also the same. Yeah. So let's pick up another caller. Hello. Okay, vamos denda wa rumba twalumba kapati.
Wapona mapona buti. Twalumba.
No, Mogomani hamne nangu. Okay, Cholumba. Cholumba. Hello, Mabuga. Hello, Mabuga buti. Mabuga buti omne nangu. Kabo chumbana on tutira kuli. Okay, babu bala tulumba kapati ngamba akuzumana.
Mabuka buti badala. Uambo. Twalumba. Thank you.
Cholumba kapati omne nangu. Okay, Cholumba. I think Mr. Mudenda and Mr. Bubala, basically what they are saying is wanting to know who Hari Kalaba is, as meeting you, knowing you. And then Mr. Bubala emphasized on saying that he would like it if you are to organize a meeting, which I'm sure you have a rally today, right? Here in Choma. Yes, so that's what he's talking about. Maybe emphasize on the rally so that people know they can actually come see you today?
Actually, for us, we are doing it very differently. We meet our leaders, and then we are going to visit the markets from here just to greet people so that they can also know us. Because we understand that our people sometimes on a day like this, people will not attend rallies. They would rather attend rallies on Saturday, Sunday, and so on and so forth. So we have devised a system of how we are going to meet them. But we'll make arrangements for him to ensure that we meet. But I think we also go beyond just him and I meeting.
Yes, yes.
We want even the people that he's talking for should have an opportunity to meet us. I hope he's here in Choma town.
Yes, he's in Choma.
If he's here in Choma town, my brother here, Rachonya, is going to give his number because we meet and we see how we can work well, especially in this campaign period. We are an open political party. And I introduced myself earlier on. I said, I even stood in the elections in 2021, where we had 16 competitors. Out of 16 competitors, I came out number 3. And thank you to Choma for having given me the 3rd slot. The first was Mr. Ichilima, my elder brother. The second was Mr. Lungu, and that was the 3rd. And we are saying, this time, Choma, since you know me, even from last time that we walked the journey together, give me an opportunity. Don't say no, 2031. There's nothing like that. Now it is 2026. We are sharing now. We are voting now. Why are you talking about what is not there in 2031? We are not talking about voting in 2026. What have they done which should make them continue? And what am I going to do if you give me an opportunity to lift your lives? Please vote for Harry Kalaba on the 13th of August.
All right, thank you so much. And we have a comment that is coming from Facebook, and the comment is coming from Clever Muchenki, who's saying, Mr. President, when are you going to have a rally in Choma? And if you become president, do you have any plans for Zambia lyrics? Because all building stations are odd, and before you leave Choma, tell the council or the RDA to paint zebra crosses since they failed to bring robots. And if you become president, we need modern infrastructures in Choma.
Yes, and he's right, because Choma, you declare Choma a provincial capital. But you declare Choma a provincial capital without modern infrastructure. What's the meaning of that? Choma must have modern infrastructure for it to be looked at as a provincial capital. Then even zebra crossing surely in Choma, the capital, is a problem. I think that must be looked at immediately. Let's ensure that Choma represents the face of what it ought to be. When are we going to have a rally in Choma? Our colleagues here will set up a date when we'll have a rally here in Choma. Today, I have come that you know me. I have come that I talk to you. I have come that we shake hands as I come out of the studio, as we go in the markets to buy 1 or 2 issues. And then from there, we organize our people to ensure that we have a rally here in Southern Province.
All right, then let's continue. We pick up maybe 4 or 5 callers before we come to the end of the program. Hello? Hello, Mabukabati. Ikabotumbana wantwitira kuli. Bamuntanga mujoma, bamuntanga tulumba kapatinga mazidira.
Bavuka mabuka kuti bamutanga.
Okay, tulumba kapati bamutanga. Okay, 09714058855. Hello. Hello, mwabuka kuti omne nangu. Twabuka boka botumbana wantwitira kuli. Mbani inaga. Ma ina imati mbani.
Palomba.
Okay, baba akusoka bamune nangu. Ikuti tukabe hala. Hello. Ndawo tumoka kuti. Ibama vuto kusibanya. Tolumaka pati ibama vuto ngoma ba kusibanya.
Kabo tumabuka buto mavuto. Kalumba.
Tolumaka pati bamune nangu. Ikuti maybe the last caller and the previous caller, I think even then what they are talking about they have in common. Yes, they're talking about the same things. People wanting to meet you and know who Hari Kalaba is. Yes. I think that's what a lot of people are saying. Maybe as we are coming to close our program, if there is any part that we didn't talk about, and we would love to touch it.
But first of all, I want to appreciate the callers. These who are saying they want to see me more here, they want to meet me, I feel loved, because anybody wanting to meet you, it means that they have got a soft spot for you.
Yes.
And I can see that this is why Choma is great. This is why, 1973, our founding fathers made sure that they had the Choma Declaration here of unity. We can have unity in diversity. And I want to assure the people that Muswangano will be done for us to meet them, to have a rally where they can come and see Hari Kalaba. But even as that may be, we are saying we are also available to meet where they are. They invite us, where are the villages where they are, and we'll go there. We are campaigning. We want to go on their footsteps. This issue of just taking people Marali Moapeleka, like what happens here normally in Choma, sometimes it's good, but sometimes also visiting them in their own places where they are is even better. So our methodology is to ensure that we get closer to them. So next time, Mr. Chonya, don't just bring me along the tarmac. People don't want that. Take me inside Kalomo, inside Choma, inside the Sekese, inside. There are people there who would want to shake hands with Hari Kalaba, and they know me. And when they go to vote that day, they will say, I shook hands with Hari, and I'm voting for him. That's what we need. So thank you very much for having me. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity. And all I can say, as the program ends, is that Choma, and wherever you are listening to us from, please vote for us. Oh, but there was a question, why did people who were organizing leave
and the alliance too? People wanted to know if you're in alliance with them.
We are in the alliance, but our alliance is called Citizens First Orange Alliance. There are 7 political parties there. Citizens First Orange Alliance is our alliance. So Citizens First belongs to Citizens First Orange Alliance. That's the alliance we belong to. Then the people who left, I don't know why people left. People leave for various reasons. There's a reason, Mwanga, why you are not in Livingstone and you are in Choma. There's a reason. So there's a song which some songwriters sang before. There's a reason why people don't stay where they are. You know that song, Mwanga?
Yes, I remember it.
So there's a reason why people don't stay where they are. Why would a person who has been organizing people here in Choma leave you just during the time for elections? And they decide to say, okay, we are abandoning you, Hari Kalaba. Not that I'm bad. Not that the policies of the organization are bad. But maybe because they've discovered something that was not in the organization, which they have found during the time for elections. Maybe when the elections finish, they'll come back home and we'll receive them. But as we always say, Utayand Achireke.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe Mr. Chonya, in closing remarks.
Okay, so nabaswirizi twahwa ngomwamba buti tubaletawo murodo mwanjura very willing kubaleta monsa agogo nkomuzwa so ndanda kumpa namba yangu kuteka tutake kwambaula kutekwa mwakuba organized ingatwapanga program kuhe omubona nkono komukede agogo nkona kukusibanyati so manamba yangu ndampa manamba biro MTN 097 so namba ya MTN ngu 0968 30 35 13 0968 30 35 13 ya 097 ya Airtel ngu 095 54 56 25 095 54 56 25 so once mwatuma boma namba ayo twamba kuti leadership ijanika kuma scenario onse leadership teribo okulusaga so twanda kuti nonse nomutuswirira mwa nomuyanda kujoina Citizens First Orange Alliance inga twakaba nama phone numbers anginda mupa gutegwa ngatwachikwezera wawo gutegwa mu remaining 42 days inga twahiba mpotu ngatoberekera to to ensure that the Citizens First Party yabola mu power come 13th August 2026 otherwise twalumba kututambula.
Okay, tolomba